Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. You know when it's breaking news, it's some news getting ready to go down with a lot of Jews. Check it out. 50 Cent responds to Fat Joe's alleged for hire plot to unalive him. We're going to play this out, and I think 50 Cent deserves a round of applause for the way he responded on his Instagram page, so we're going to give him a round of applause. And I want to give Choke No Joke a round of applause because he read the transcripts from the actual civil RICO suit that was filed that the feds is getting ready to pick up and investigate because their job had been completed for them within that RICO civil lawsuit, which they're going to turn into a criminal lawsuit. That's the way this works. That's why I said when y'all cheered for Diddy going down, that means it's time for you to be expecting your favorite star or maybe you to go down. Sit back, enjoy the ride, man. All right. All right, you know what it is. Unique Make Audio, man. We're going to play this joint out. There's 50 and Fat Joe in Happier Times. I just wanted to show that, make sure y'all understand how this game really play out. But, you know, before I begin, right, this is Oops. Fat Joe accused of trying to hire someone to murder 50 Cent. Former hype man says Joe would keep tabs on 50's performances in an attempt to ambush him in public. What does that sound like to you? That sounds like a criminal offense. A criminal offense meaning that someone can get indicted for that. Now, when they put that together with a RICO, and when you see a civil suit filed, or should I say, disguised as a RICO or a RICO disguised as a civil suit. That's what it is. This is a RICO disguised as a civil suit. And first they go at the bag, not making no allegation. I'm just saying just the way, I see it. This is my opinion. That's all it is. First they go at the bag. Now, if they don't shake the bag loose, then now they turn them loose over here to the alphabet boys. Let them come in. And then they sit back, let it play out. Then after the trial, whatever evidence that came up with their allegations, then they go back and wham, they file a whole nother civil suit. And now they got more information because they forced a federal trial. You see how this thing works? So at the end, they will get the bag. They dismiss little Rod's lawsuit, right? Now they don't dismiss that lawsuit. But after the trial, all the allegations that he said and other allegations that he couldn't prove that came out during the trial is going to break it down where he could grab all that, put it back together in a little gumbo and slam it back in the face. Here we go. Now I want 40 million instead of 20 million, and that's where it's at. But by the time they go in with the RICO, there's also a forfeiture clause attached to it, meaning any money that was made under the enterprise of that RICO can and will be forfeited after a trial. Now, they have a whole separate trial after the trial for the forfeiture clause. So let me break this down because we like to rock, right? Now, I'm going to break this down like this. You got Diddy going to trial right now, right? If he blows trial, then he's going to have another trial where the government is going to show that the enterprise was involved with the acts, meaning the jet that was brought for 5 million, 10 million, came from the proceeds from the enterprise, bad boy. Sean Enterprise, what's that? Whatever enterprise, whatever he called all these enterprises. But that's where he's at. So now he's going to have to fight to keep his earnings. Listen, this is serious, and that's why I respect 50 Cent and the way he responded to this Fat Joe situation. But before I go any further, I want to play this joint with Chuck No Joke. He's reading the transcripts from the civil RICO lawsuit. So you can see how this builds up, and then 50 Cent is going to respond to what you're getting ready to hear here, which is damaging that they was allegedly trying to take 50's life. So let me go to Chuck first. All right, let's go to Chuck.
Percy says, when I saw you over there, you was like, yo, you hurt me. I was like, no, Rich, that wasn't my intention. My intention wasn't to hurt you. My intentions was to tell you the real, bro. I know who was there when niggas were supposed to be. Yo, Rich, I got to take this call, bro. I'm going to call you in a little while, bro. All right, bro. All right.
Right there is where the lawsuit lays it out that it was a murder for hire against 50 Cent by Joey Catanega. You see how crazy this is? Now, this man is looking at being picked up and going through a RICO trial, all from a lawsuit that stemmed from a comrade that I'm not going to judge, but this was his comrade. Whether they labeled it that was his friend, his man, his hombre, his whatever, he's showing you that he's just a comrade because now he's looking out for him. The same way he feels, Fat Joe, that you looked out for you and you made the money from the songs that he wrote and didn't break him off, and you're living like a king, and he feels like he's living like a pauper. So he comes to you and say, hey, when you took advantage of me down here, when I wrote all these songs for you, allegedly, right? It's just the way I'm seeing it, right? So, I got to clean it up just so y'all understand what's going on. It's like, so now I wrote all these songs, you made all this money. I didn't know no better. I didn't know that we was going to get money for the next 20, 30 years. And, but you took all the writers and the publishing and everything and didn't leave me anything, is what he's accusing Joey Crack of. Let's say, just giving you the hypothetical so y'all can understand this. So however you see it, you get a clarity of this. So now he's telling them that he done took, the money. So I'm just saying, yo, break me off something, man. I'm messed up, man. I'm still over here in the projects, man. Throw a dog a bone. That's what homie told him, basically. However you want to put it, in my terms, in the street that I'm from, we say, yo, throw a dog a bone, man. You've been eating good, dog. You know what I mean? Like, I know you got me. Just throw a dog a bone. And then whatever he throws him is his way of saying, yeah, I apologize, my nigga here. And that's all Joey had to do. That's all Diddy had to do, and all the rest of these dudes that wind up going out with their comrades and making money, bringing their comrades with them and paying them for a service, not a royalty, a service to come with me, or to write this song. And this was our verbal agreement. Meaning, so that's why there's no contract, because you already know, yo, write this song for me, dog. I got you. I'm going to get you an outfit. But whatever he told him, I'm going to get you a Benz, because I don't want to disrespect neither party. I'm just giving y'all an understanding how this play out. So that was the relationship. They had a verbal relationship that TA would write these songs, and then whatever else they put on paper, that's what it is. So if Fat Joe said, man, I'm stuck on these bars right here, I need to get this song finished. I need you to come in like Mario Rivera on the Yankees and be my closer. And he comes in and he writes those bars, and he said, man, good looking. You understand? And he gives him nothing, or he even gives him $10,000. Buys him a Benz for it, whatever. But that was a service that Joey may have felt that he was purchasing for him. And now TA is coming back and saying, no, I was supposed to be on the paperwork. And that's where Joey, as a man, how I would do it is tell him, no, you know what, you right, dog. All right, hey, I made this off of here. Here go $2 million. Here go $3 million. And this man would have took that because he's still looking up to Joey as the breadwinner, so he know he could come back to him and make more than that 2 and 3 million if he just keep it funky and take it the way it is. Y'all understand the words that's coming out my mouth? Oh, I'm too gangster for you. Let Chuck finish this up. I'm gonna get into 50's response to this allegation that's now being looked at by the feds, and some say the feds already have before it even got filed in civil, allegedly.
This conversation establishes that members of the Cartagena enterprise acted in coordination and on behalf of the defendant, Fat Joe, conspired to commit physical assault or murder and solicited assistance in carrying out those acts. Defendant Cartagena failure to convey Percy to law plaintiff to a location to murder him frustrated defendant Cartagena and caused him to make matters into his own hands.
Now, that's crazy right there, right? We got to jump off of that. But listen, man. Thank you, Chuck. I like that. What I like about that right there, let me go back so you understand. That's why I use this, right? I use this because right here, he actually went and got the documents to show you what was said instead of him wording it, and instead of me even saying it and me misspeaking something that's not quoted in it, and then a rat bastard or flip-flop dead and public troll that I can't stand, come in here and try and twist up the words and take away from the positive message and bring some negative crap from their life into our world. And we're not going to allow that over here at the Mecca. But he brought the actual documents up that was filed in court, and that's what was said. Now we're going to go on to where we at now, where 50 going to respond, and let's see how it go. Now, 50 knows that, Joey Crack allegedly put a hit out on him. So now you already know how 50 Cent go. Let's see how 50 Cent responds.
So I logged on the internet today and got hit with another chapter from the 50 Cent universe. Fat Joe is accused of trying to hire someone to murder 50 Cent years ago in a new $20 million lawsuit. So if you guys don't know, a few days ago, Fat Joe got hit with a $20 million lawsuit from his DJ Terrence Dixon for allegedly buying a 15-year-old a BBL. And now today, new allegations came out in that case that back in 2007, Fat Joe devised a murder for hire plot to get 50 Cent murked.
Dang.
According to court documents, Fat Joe and 50 Cent had beef because back in the day when Big Pun died, Ja Rule looked out for Fat Joe, and 50 Cent don't mess with anybody who rock with Ja Rule. It said that Fat Joe calculated and premeditated conspiracy to get 50 Cent killed. It states in winter 2007, Fat Joe received a phone call when he was living in Miami. One of his homeboys said that 50 Cent had pulled up to one of their venues in New York. They say Fat Joe ordered to make the hit, but 50 Cent was surrounded by Navy SEAL type security, and the hitman was afraid to make the move. The lawsuit also states that Fat Joe openly admitted that he placed a bag on 50 Cent's head, and he expressed frustration that he had not yet succeeded in executing the hit. He also told some of his homeboys that he'd been trying to get 50 Cent for a minute. Then it stated that Fat Joe would track 50 Cent's movement via his performance schedule and intended to ambush him in multiple public venues. So 50 Cent.
Now, can you imagine this, right? We're actually watching this, that we talking about Fat Joe possibly losing his freedom for the rest of his life, because these are criminal charges that's being spoke of. So I feel that just my suggestion, the podcasters should tread lightly on certain things because they're already putting it out there, and that's the same way we watched it go down from R. Kelly to Diddy, and now it's into Fat Joe, and who's it going to be next? But these men is being convicted before there's even an indictment. All we saw is a civil complaint. Or should I say an indictment disguised as a civil complaint, but you can't put the cart before the horse, because the cart don't move the horse moves the cart. You see, I give y'all jewels. Now y'all figured out what I'm saying, meaning you can't run into civil court, and charge RICO and then come here. It's just all mixed up. But this is how 50 Cent responds. Let's see how 50 responds. I got a little comment to make about that.
Then heard this, and you know he had to say something. So he went to his Instagram, posted a picture of him and Fat Joe, and wrote the caption: "These baseless accusations and claims are not credible. I'm sorry Joe had to endure the public scrutiny and damage to his reputation. This is a stick up." And look right under here, Fat Joe commented it 100 on it. So basically, Fat Joe.
All right, so let's just keep it 100. I'm just keeping on the street perspective. This is not putting their names or none of their situation in this, but just letting you know. Bottom line is the way it works on the street, if Fat Joe really did put out something against 50, you understand what I'm saying? And 50 believed that 50 is not supposed to go on social media and blah, 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 blah. So 50 handled like he was supposed to handle it and said, yo, it's baseless, it's crap to just tone it down and not get involved in Joey Crack's RICO investigation, because then they'll start investigating 50 Cent and might be able to try and build one of those RICOs on him too, because RICO is like a bullet. It has no name. Anybody could get hit with it. You know, so now 50 go up there and say, oh, Fat Joe, you this, that, and everything that everybody was waiting to hear 50 Cent say, and the Fed sit back and look and say, oh, so there's a beef. So let's see what we started the beef. Okay, what could we say created the beef? How could we paint this picture so we can get 50 Cent? If we bring 50 Cent down and Fat Joe and P. Diddy, I could run for president. I'm just saying, you know, this is what happens behind the door. So now 50 responded, and I gave him a round of applause. All right. Yeah, relax, y'all. Relax. Because you keep your true feelings and emotions off of social media, because that will be your number one downfall. From you going up there say, I'm gonna slide on them ops for my cousin, my stick man, my homie, my dog. Come on, man. And all they got to do is sit back and watch these programs and they see what's going on. 50 responded like he was supposed to respond to just dead it. It's no problem. It's baseless. Bong, even if he feel it is, then that's up to him to deal with it how he want to deal with Fat Joe. He might just go to Fat Joe and say, yo, you trying to kill me? Yo, I tell you what, you know what I mean? Just give me 10 million. You know what I mean? And we passed that, you know? And Joe got the money to say, you know what, here. In other words, that's where they was at, or may have been at back in 2005, 2006, when all that took place. But 50 might go to him and say, yo, you tried, you ate me. Give me 10 million, man. You know what I mean? Now, Joey say, no, now 50 could take it to the next level and feel like, you know, now I got to take your life. You know what I mean? Because you got to give me something for even thinking about trying to take mine. So Joey Crack said, nah, I can't do that, Fit. I can't give you that. Say, all right. You know? And then from there it's on and popping. Just giving you scenarios how it works on the street. I don't know how y'all in the hip-hop world work it. But now, so they got this picture, whether it's AI docket or whatever. If it is, it's a beautiful job, you know. But here you go, these two men, and one is looking at a RICO indictment based on a civil RICO that was filed to alert the feds to come look at him, because they're mad at him and they need more information. So they know a federal trial will bring out more information to help them to refile their lawsuit. Because 9 times out of 10, when they dismiss those lawsuits, they dismiss them without prejudice. Without prejudice means you could restructure it and file it again. With prejudice means you can't file nothing. So if it's, you know, with prejudice, you know. But anyway, so that's where we at. So now 50 responded, say, man, we think that Fat Joe said 100. That means now they got to deal with that behind closed doors, because you better believe they're going to talk, and that's going to be the elephant in the room when 50 sit down with Joe and said, yo, what's up, son? Because, you know, you hearing tapes of dudes talking, so you know what it is, but you're not going to publicly say you know what it is. You're going to deal with what it is the way you deal with it behind closed doors, because that's where it started, that's where we from, and that's where we keep it, and that's where it's going to die at, because that's where it birthed at. So they handling it as men. So 50 is gonna have to ask him what's up with that, because that's his comrades talking. It's an old tape, so you know there's some credence to it. But that was then. Shit work itself out. You know what I mean? I know dudes that done, You know, okay, how do you think somebody feel that killed their wife or they, you know, or their brother, and then now they got to lay in a cell and think about it? After a certain amount of time, it's like the remorsefulness is going to come in. You know, where they don't hate their brother anymore, but their brother is gone. But he forgave the brother for whatever it is that he took his life for. Where now he don't hate him anymore. And that could be the same situation here. Just give me hypotheticals. That's all I'm doing for you rat bastards. I know this get a little complicated because this is something new and deep for you in the unique classroom. Just sit back and listen. So now 50 sitting there, and it's up to him how he plays it, but they're going to have to talk about it or be about it. And they're men, and that's what it is. So Joe might have felt like he wanted to body 50 back then. All right, you know, another 100 million apiece, and we forget about it. We move past it. You can tell. I had a dude. Let's ride. I'm gonna tell y'all some gangster shit, right? Yeah, I'm in a gangster mood, right? I'm gonna show how real my life is. I talked to one of my comrades, you know, that I was hitting off, and then he was hitting off all his comrades, and you know, he locked up for about maybe 15 bodies up north, right? So he calls me on the phone, and we talking, and he tells me straight up, he said, yo, you know, all my brethren that used to be with me, they used to, you know, try and tell me to set you up, and you know, we could rob you, and you know, blah, blah, blah. And you know, he said, but I let him know now, you know, we ain't doing that. You understand? But the moral of the story is he was there at a time when dudes wanted to take my life for my product. You understand? And because I was 100 and loyal to him, he held me down on that behalf, where no one even tried to cross him, go around him to get to me, or none of that, because they knew it wouldn't be easy, one. And then two, he'll be rolling with me, because he told them straight up, I'm a brethren that. But do y'all understand what I'm saying, or this is just a little too deep for you? Yeah, let me play some more of this tape, man.
Joe is saying, bro, it's all good. So basically, it seemed like 50 Cent swept it under the rug. He ain't tripping no more. But just so if you guys don't know how intense that 50 Cent and Fat Joe beef was, there's some throwback footage about 50 when he was going off.
What's up, dude? I just want to thank everybody for showing their support. And all the get well messages I got on this50.com. Yesterday, I listened to Fat Joe's record, It Hurt Me. And I told you people not to listen to his music. And some people didn't listen. And look what happened. Right here. Young Buck tried to ride his motorcycle after listening to Fat Joe's record. Skateboarded. People ride their bikes. People all over the place. People playing the music, trying to work out. It's terrible. I mean, Fat Joe's record is the worst thing ever happened to hip hop. And it hurts bad because I love hip hop. I don't know what else to say. I mean, everywhere it's just happening all over the place.
Yo, so that's funny.
Hey, yo, 50, bring back some more of that, man. That joke there was funny as hell. Hey, yo, listen, but you see, they just trolling and having fun. So don't y'all go running on social media that Fat Joe tried to unalive 50 and all of this. Run with what you saw in a lawsuit, because that don't make it the facts. Because it didn't even make it into a criminal court yet. And these are criminal charges. That's all laid out chronologically, just like an indictment. but disguised as a lawsuit. One thing I could say for sure and two things for certain, that dude TA, I don't know nothing about him. If he wrote them songs, Joe, we need to break him off something. You know what I mean? And that would have stopped that. If he wrote all them songs that he claiming he wrote, this the Joey Crack. You know what I mean? You should have gave that man something, man. You know what I mean? I know we blow past our people and we take them as we blowing, but then when we blow, they don't really fit into the poof up top. Then you got to leave them behind because you got to make sure you stay with that poof up top. And if they're not ready for it, you got to leave them behind. And now you go up a little further and they down here. And now a decade go by and they stomach is in their back. And then here you come through. I'm Joey cracking the rolls and the fancy, and dude got to look at you roll through Trinity while he's still standing in front of the local bodega with the hombres. Come on, Joey. Come on, you rappers. As y'all blowing up, this ain't just to Joey Crack, this to all of y'all, man. As y'all blowing up, don't forget about the little y'all left behind. That was there, that was a part of the blow up. They held you up. They gave you that alley hoop to the next level, and you kept going and you played every other game in life without them and left them staying where they was at. And they feel they owed something because they alley hooted you up. And you say, nah, but I did the rest on my own. Loyalty's something powerful, man. You know? See, I think this even tell about why 50 and them was beefing. Okay, let's get into that.
Funny, 50 Cent was going hard on Fat Joe, like non-stop. I'll never forget the day that they were both taking shots at each other at the MTV Music Awards.
I like to tell the people home, I feel so safe tonight with all this police protection courtesy of G Unit. And the winner is Missy Elliott featuring Sierra Fat Man Scoop.
I'ma turn over and tell her let's do it again. Hey man, pussy boy, fuck boy, fuck. What? You know what niggas is
Nah, this was crazy. This was when beef was real beef. You going on live TV talking crazy to the person that's in the same room as you. Nah. And earlier that year, 50 Cent explained why he had problems with Fat Joe.
I'm looking at it going, what is the actual reason for that altercation or for it? And it was really because they was doing the song at the wrong time. They was doing it, I'm from New York. They actually trying to help Josh survive what I was doing. And I liked the record, so I felt like it was going to fix what I was doing. So I had to get him.
So wait, so you can act, so you being truthful, you actually went at Fat Joe because you felt like he was siding with.
Take music away. You put it in the neighborhood, you understand exactly why I'm actually doing it. My moral compass comes off.
Yeah, so 50 Cent was like, man, I like that song and I'm from New York and I'm not on it. And you siding with my I get it. That's why it was such a big moment when 50 Cent squashed the beef with Fat Joe and brought him out a couple years ago at Madison Square Garden to perform Lean Back.
50 Cent, what's up, nigga? Let's get to it. Yeah. Some is happening, nigga. We from the West New York. Don't stop. I think it's in the score. That's not on the face. I'm here for the job, nigga. I'm here to feed them and put in the building. 10 years, good, 50 Cent. What's too much?
All right. So you get the drift. Basically, I respect the way 50 Cent responded, man. He came back and let it be known straight up what time it is. That, man, we ain't got no beef. I'm not going to give y'all nothing to feed into it. The media, the Alphabet Boys are nobody. Me and Joey Crack, we going to deal with whatever it is that may have been because we talking about a decade ago. But 50 might feel like me, myself, I feel like I should be compensated for you even having that thought. I'm just saying, that's just me. you know. But let me tap out. Subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel, man. Juanita Mecca Audio. That's how it's spelled. Subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel. All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops make an audio.
Make a what? Make a audio. Make a what? Make a audio. Make a what? Make a audio. Make a what? Make a audio. And we gon' do it like we gon' do it like we keep it moving like we gotta do it like
Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was wine. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be whoring uptown, Dominican bust down. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours. So we can get back to the
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.